Today we have member statements by the member from the district of Conception Bay East, Bell Island, from the member for Bonavista, from the member for the district of Cape St. Francis, and from the member of Terra Nova, and from the member for Harbour Grace, Portagrave. The Honourable, the member for Conception Bay East, Bell Island.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Every community has a resident who is a unique character, an individual who is appreciated for their contributions to those they have touched. Portrait Cove St. Philip's had such an individual. I speak of the late Hubert Driscoll. This past Sunday, I had the honour to speak to a large number of Hubert's family and friends who gathered to celebrate his life at the Legion in Portrait Cove St. Philip's. Hubert was a lifetime member of the Royal Canadian Legion, the Lions Club, and a number of other organisations in the community. His love of volunteering with disabled athletes and travelling to competitions across his country speaks to his character to ensure all citizens are included in activities that enrich their lives. Hubert's real talent was that he could enter a room of people and, no matter the situation, have the room completely relaxed and in high spirits with a story or a joke. He had what I would label an infectious personality, where once you met him, you would never forget him. His love for his wife Manya, his family, the groups he volunteered with, and his community is a testament to his character. Hubert asked society for very little, but appreciated everything he got. Rest in peace, my friend. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Member for Bonavista.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. On the heels of a day when we celebrated the community sector, it gives me great pleasure to celebrate Harold Carberry, a former trade school instructor and lifelong resident of Burgoyne's Cove. Harold's father, Herb Carberry, was a veteran having served in the merchant seamen in World War II. About 12 years ago, at first alone, then with family, Harold reactivated Remembrance Day ceremonies at the Burgoyne's Cove War Memorial.
The Honourable, the member for Cape St. Francis.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I rise today to recognise Paul Whalen, a revered rink attendant who passed away late August at the young age of 57. Paul worked for many years at Feely Gardens, Prince of Wales and the Jack Byrne Arena. He was a special person in the lives of generations of skaters, hockey players, coaches, parents who were ever lucky enough to spend time in Paul's rinks. Paul was a very friendly, encouraging person. He was always respectful of his job, worked hard, and would always go the extra mile to make sure everything was okay at his rinks for the users. Whether it was a nervous child or an angry parent or a senior who simply needed guidance to a seat, Paul had the amazing ability to put people at ease and make their experience at the rink better. It was clear to see the pride Paul took in his home away from home. He kept the rink spotless, the dressing rooms well stocked, and many of us in the recreation leagues were very thankful for his efforts. Mr. Speaker, Paul was a true gentleman with a heart of gold. Many people were touched by his genuine kindness, and he continues to feel the same loss. I ask all honourable members to join with me in offering sincere condolences to Paul's entire family and his many, many friends. Thank you, my friend, for keeping the mountains blue.
The Honourable Member for Harbour Grace, Portagrave.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise in this House to recognize a very special individual here today. The Honourable Reuben John Effort of Portagrave first served as the member of the House of Assembly for the district of Portagrave from 1985 to 2001. Mr. Effort served as Minister of Social Services, Work Services and Transportation, and Minister of Fisheries and Aquaculture. In 2002, Mr. Effort was elected to the House of Commons as member for the Avalon riding for 2 terms, serving as Minister of Natural Resources as well. Born in Portagrave, the son of a proud fisherman, John's passion and dedication to community, this province, and the fishing industry will forever be a testament to his life's work. Last evening in Portagrave, an elegant event hosted by the Portagrave Heritage Society and complete with a Shearstown Brass Band, was held in his honour to recognize the contribution he made to our province and country, all while doing so with the strong support of his wife, Madonna, and family. Mr. Speaker, I'm proud to call him a true leader and friend. Mr. Speaker, I ask that all honourable members join me in thanking Mr. Everett for the outstanding contribution he has made to our province through his political career. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Statements by ministers. The minister. Oh, the honourable member for Terra Nova.
I rise today in this honourable House to honour a veteran of the British Navy from my district. Born January 20th, 1920, Harold Chesley Bull, at the age of 19, enlisted in the Royal Navy and served on a corvette and a minesweeper. During this time, he was involved in several tragic accidents. He was attacked by a barracuda, receiving extensive damage to the bones in his leg, which he still suffers from. After being hospitalized for 40 days, he was stationed in South Africa on a minesweeper where he witnessed and suffered the loss of his comrades after their minesweeper was torpedoed. After the war, Mr. Bull returned to Eastport. He married and built a life there. He became the first mayor of Eastport and is still very active in the community. He is a charter member of the Lions Club and the Royal Canadian Legion. He was instrumental in the formation of the Eastport Volunteer Fire Department and has held positions on many community boards. Mr. Bull will turn 100 in January. He is not only a national war veteran, but continues to be an inspiration to his community and the province. Mr. Speaker, as a veteran myself, it gives me great honour to say thank you to Mr. Bull and all veterans for their service. Thank you.